So you guys know we really got into the whole legal side of things on this channel with the YSL trial. We covered a lot during YSL. We talked about Brian Steele. We talked about Keith Adams. We talked about Young Thug. We talked about Free Monk, and everybody involved. Shout out to Judge Whitaker, right?
These niggas lacking.
But one thing we missed during this trial was what was going on with Nicole Fegan. Now, I covered Nicole Fegan in several videos in the past. We talked about her and what she had going on because there were some recent updates with her case. Now we're hearing Nicole has been indicted again.
What?
And not even indicted again. We're going to get into the indictment here, but it looks like there's some updates to this recent indictment. We're going to be talking about some of the people who were alleged to be involved in this. And I'm going to actually go through the indictment with you guys, and we'll see here what actually happened and what went down and what she's being accused of. Because we know Fani Willis, she just loves going after people for no reason and wasting our money here in Fulton County. What I'm going to do first is give you guys a little bit of a rewind, and so you can see exactly why Nicole is in this situation and what happened leading up to this indictment. Check it out.
Area criminal defense attorney is on the other side of the law tonight. Atlanta police say she told a murder suspect to throw away evidence. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has worked on this story all day. He joins us live in downtown Atlanta with the details.
Shout out to Tyler.
Yeah, Courtney, good evening to you. Nicole Fegan represents a defendant in the Young Slime Life gang case. Tonight, she is now in trouble herself. In fact, I've learned she is facing a gang charge.
Nicole's a
Atlanta
wild
area
one.
criminal defense attorney Nicole Fegan now needs a lawyer of her own after being arrested in Gwinnett County Friday and booked into the Fulton County Jail.
This was last year.
Police say she told a murder suspect he was wanted and to ditch his phone. This stems from a September 2022 deadly shooting in downtown Atlanta. Atlanta police say she contacted a suspect in the case to tell him he was wanted and then told him to dispose of his phone. Detectives say Fegan was not representing the suspect she called and learned about the warrant during a court hearing related to the shooting.
You know you got a warrant, right?
No, sir.
All right, you got a warrant out of the city of Atlanta.
Besides Fegan, police have also arrested Keontae Davis in this case. It's unclear if he's the suspect she called, but officers took him into custody last February after he was pulled over for rolling through a red light. This is body camera video from that arrest. Davis is accused of taking part in the deadly shooting, which police say started as an argument.
Dang.
One person was killed and another was injured in that case. Davis faces at least 2 charges, including murder.
So that's how the eyes were first put on Nicole. There's more to the story. We'll get into it in a second.
Confident that you'll come back with a verdict that speaks the truth.
For Fegan, the allegations are a fall from grace for a defense attorney who has been considered a rising star. In a 2019 Facebook post, she shared this article about her from Atlanta Attorney at Law magazine that calls her the new generation of criminal defense attorneys. Fegan faces 2 charges: participation in criminal street gang activity and solicitation to tamper with evidence.
BS.
Fegan represents YSL defendant Tenquarius Mender.
And Fegan has been booked, but at this point, we will not be getting her mugshot because of system issues related to that, related to the cyber attack that happened last month. We are live in downtown Atlanta tonight. Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, and the cyber attack that happened was convenient as well. We won't get into that with Fani Willis and her alleged cyber attack in Fulton County. Anyway, so now we'll fast forward to what's going on today and what recently happened over the past 24 hours. What does Fox 5 say? Former YSL defense attorney Nicole Fegan faces new charges in Fulton County Jail contraband case. Here we go. In short, Nicole, a former defense attorney in YSL RICO trial, faces additional charges, including providing prohibited items to an inmate, recruiting for street gang, and a criminal solicitation. We'll get into it, guys. Also, she with Tenquarius Mender and Brittany Tarika Parks is a part of a 22-count indictment involving drug trafficking, gang activity, and contraband smuggling linked to the YSL gang in Fulton County Jail. Oh my gosh. The indictment accuses Fegan and Parks of supplying Mender with narcotics and contraband, including cash and Apple AirPods, and alleges that Fegan attempted to obstruct a separate gang-related homicide investigation. We just talked about that as well. Nicole, who represented Tinquarius Mender in the YSL RICO trial, was charged with the criminal street gang activity and criminal solicitation to commit the offense of tampering with evidence back in February of last year. On Monday, 3 new counts were added. What are they? According to the documents filed in the Superior Court by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, she faces additional charges of providing an inmate with prohibited items without authorization, recruiting for a street gang, and criminal solicitation. We're going to get into it. She was previously charged with unlawful for a person to cause, encourage, solicit, recruit, or coerce another to become a criminal street gang member, trafficking in methamphetamine, possession of a Schedule II controlled substance with intent to distribute, possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce. I don't know how they still have that. It's decriminalized in Atlanta, but whatever. 4 counts of obtain, procure, or give an inmate prohibited item without authorization. 2 counts of conspiracy to obtain, procure, or give inmate prohibited item without authorization. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act criminal solicitation. Fulton County Jail smuggling ring allegations. Here we go. Here's the story. Fegan and 2 others, Tinquarius Mender, 28, and an inmate in Fulton County Jail, and Brittany Tarika Parks, 30, face a sprawling 22-count indictment, which was amended on Monday following a grand jury session. The charges allege drug trafficking, gang activity, and contraband smuggling at the Fulton County Jail. Prosecutors say the operation was linked to the criminal street gang YSL and included efforts to supply an inmate with methamphetamine, oxycodone, marijuana, cash, and even Apple AirPods. Now, which of these charges are for Nicole, we're going to get into here in a second, and we'll lay that out for you guys. According to the indictment, Mender is accused of violating the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act while associated with YSL by engaging in gang activity that included trafficking, methamphetamines, possession of Schedule II drug with the intent to distribute, possession of marijuana, and possession of contraband items such as weapons, drugs, and money while incarcerated. Fegan and Parks are accused of aiding Mender's criminal activity by allegedly delivering narcotics and other contraband to the jail. Y'all think this attorney brought him narcotics? Come on, man. I'm not buying it. The indictment also details repeated instances in which they supplied Mender with unauthorized items, including $1,000 in cash and Apple AirPods. If this is true, that's going to be a problem. On March 24th of 2 years ago, 2023, Mender allegedly solicited Parks to send $1,000 to Fegan, who then brought the cash to jail. The next day, Parks allegedly messaged Fegan. Mender said he needs $150 if you can Cash App it to me. And then she puts her Cash App. To which Fegan responded, okay, and confirmed the money had been received. Fegan is also accused of attempting to obstruct a separate gang-related homicide investigation we talked about by soliciting a fugitive gang member, Nathaniel Bedford, to discard his phone in connection with the prosecution of Quincy Pinckney. Oh. Both Fegan and Parks are charged with conspiracy to furnish an inmate with prohibited items. Mender faces 16 counts related to the unlawful possession of contraband, including drugs, cash, and telecommunication devices, and weapons while in custody. The indictment includes multiple violations of Georgia's Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, drug trafficking statutes, and contraband laws. You can't be giving that stuff to people in prison. Let's check it out. Oh, no, did I mute this? Hold on a second. We're good. I just got to be patient.
At 6 o'clock, a defense attorney in the YSL gang case now faces criminal charges herself. Lawyer Nicole Fegan was indicted on multiple charges today. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live for us in the Fulton
Cat still wants those McDonald's
videos.
videos.
Charges include allegations
Not gonna get it,
that
Cat.
she tipped off a fugitive about evidence to get rid of.
And this is a fast developing story. I reached out to Drew Finling, the defense attorney for defense attorney Nicole Fegan.
Shout out to Drew.
And I just
He's a
got this
beast.
text from him a short while ago. He said, this indictment is a travesty. Nicole Fegan is a fierce trial attorney and well-respected amongst her peers. These charges stem from activities alleged to have occurred 2.5 years ago during the YSL trial, for which Ms. Fegan was a zealous advocate for her client. No more. We look forward to fighting these false allegations. Well, here's some insight into what those allegations are. Defense lawyer Nicole Fegan is well known in local legal circles for her effective representation of alleged gang members, often when they are charged with violating Georgia's Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. Says J.P. Miller, who told us he knows her from both sides of the street, having worked against her when he was a gang investigator with the Fulton County DA's office and consulted with her now that he's a private investigator.
She has a great reputation on the street and with her clients and by her peers.
She got street cred.
She has been successful in receiving several not guilty and acquittal cases throughout her career.
But now an indictment, which also contains allegations against two co-defendants, charges Nicole Fegan herself with violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act and other charges. For example, the gang charge against her alleges she unlawfully solicited a fugitive in a gang murder case to commit criminal gang activity through the commission of the offense of tampering with evidence.
I'm not buying it.
A criminal solicitation charge suggests she unlawfully solicited a person by that same name, a 4PF gang member that was a fugitive in a 4PF gang murder case, to get rid of his phone with the intent to obstruct the prosecution of someone else.
How are they calling 4PF a gang already?
Fegan and another person of the offense of obtain/procure/give inmate prohibited item without authorization. It alleges they did unlawfully give to Tenquarius Mender, an inmate of the Fulton County Jail, a place of incarceration, methamphetamine. Still another count mentions the prohibited item offense, only this time involving the illegal drug oxycodone. And yet another count alleges something similar involving marijuana.
You know, I've worked with her on both sides, and she's always been a pleasure to work with.
Now, a court document that
we'll talk about 4PF later too.
Was Mender's defense lawyer. It indicates in that case he pled guilty to possession of weapon by incarcerated individual, possession of telecommunications device by incarcerated individual, and participation in criminal street gang activity. That last charge as an Alford plea, which I understand means he does not admit that he did it, but that it was in his best interest to plead guilty. There's much more on this that we're digging into. For now, reporting live, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
Shout out to Mark, man. What do y'all think about this? Nicole is out here with these BS charges. She has some great representation, so I think she'll be okay. But do you think there's something there? And do you think this is fair to include her in each one of these counts? We're going to go through the entire indictment here shortly, so y'all make sure you stick around for that. If you're watching this on a standalone video, you'll be able to see that in the next video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and in the chat.